Hey folks, as my day draws to a close here, I thought I'd make a quick video about another issue that concerns me, one of my silly issue videos, and it's civility within our culture. And this comes to mind because of an experience I had several years ago in England, and I was visiting two couples as we were having dinner, and the Iraq War came up, and one couple actually had a son serving in Afghanistan, and the other couple was vehemently opposed to British involvement in the war effort. And we had a relatively in-depth conversation, the causes of the war, the politics, the costs of it, the risk involved. And then we moved on to talking about other things like the cricket game that was coming up and the hike we were going to take the next day. And no one called someone a commie bastard or threw a fit and called someone a capitalist pig and stomped away from the table. No one cut each other off. They treated each other with a lot of civility. They listened to each other's comments and addressed them in an intelligent way. And later that evening, as I laid in bed, I realized, I hadn't had a conversation with an American on an issue that we weren't in agreement on like that in years. And I think that is a real serious problem for us. We have come to adopt the Fox News model of discussion in this country, or something like you might see on Politically Incorrect, where you have one person at one extreme on an issue and another person at the other extreme on the issue, and they just yell and scream at each other for 15 or 20 minutes, and then by the end of it, there's no solution to really put forward. There's no understanding that's developed, and you're no more illuminated on the issue than you were before they started. And that's not really a discussion that's going to lead to any sort of substantive changes. And make no mistake, we as a nation are in a situation, and as a race as a species, we are in a situation where we have to make some decisions, and we need to start getting some stuff done. Um, and also, make no mistake, the people that put that crap on are powerful people and people of wealth, and they pay those people a lot of money to come on there and do that, and they also pay a lot of money to put it in a place where you can watch it, and they're not doing that for no reason. They would love to see us, the electorate, and the average citizens of America, to continue to argue over the minutia and not ever make any substantive changes, because they kind of like the way things are going. It's making them incredibly wealthy and even more powerful. So I have some challenges for you maybe in the next week or so. If you could maybe accept the challenge and see how it affects you. And one of those things I would challenge you to do is find that person in your social circle that doesn't necessarily agree with you on some issue you feel passionately about, and sit down and have a substantive, polite conversation with them where you're required to listen to what they have to say, to address their points intelligently, and to examine your own views, because the truth is you're probably not right about everything you think you are. And the only way to find that out is by avoiding confirmation bias and only listening to people that agree with you. And you're going to learn a lot more from a friend of yours who might disagree with you than you probably are from someone who always agrees with everything you think. And then another thing I would really encourage you to do, or challenge you to do over the next couple weeks, when you hear some screaming moron match on the television or the radio, turn that off. We live in a time when you can get information from all around the globe at no charge even. Find something that's got a substantive discussion, maybe someone who actually knows something about the issue. If you're worried about abortion, then find someone, a doctor who knows something about it. Or if you're worried about gun control, find someone who knows something about that. If you're worried about whatever, you can find those people and listen to what they have to say, which would require that you examine your views and in an intelligent way, and make you a better person, a more open-minded person. And maybe help you to come to some conclusions about what it is we can do to solve some of these really serious issues that we as a culture and a species face. So civility in our own culture and the lack of it is, I think, a serious concern for us. And I'd like to challenge you to have some discussions with friends of yours that you don't agree with, and listen to them, and have some self-examination. Think more critically about the issues. And keep in mind that Americans, in general, agree on about 90% of everything. We don't believe that little children not being able to go see a doctor is a good thing. We don't agree that a woman ever having to have an abortion is a good thing. We don't agree that firearms deaths are a good thing. We don't believe that we should destroy the environment and not leave anything for our children. We all agree on these things, 99% of it. What we don't agree on is necessarily how to get there, But if we're just going to keep screaming and yelling at each other, we're never going to be able to come to some conclusion, some substantive steps that we can take to start solving some of these problems. So that's my challenge to you. And I'd love to hear what other people have to say. You can post in the comments below, or I'd love to start a conversation on this particular issue. I think it's a very important one for us. Well, my day's starting to wind down here, and I'm probably going to sign off and give you a little look around. We're having a beautiful winter day here. Very unusual for us in February. Have such warm weather. And I've gotten a lot of nice things done. Animals are all very happy. So that's it for me today. Roscoe signing out.